Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 11 articles in this episode for you, and this is all about the stuff that's broke loose here lately about the Vault 7 and leaks and all that intrigue and exciting stuff that's going on surrounding Washington, D.C. right now. Details are in the description of this video for your convenience, and here's off of Conservative Tribune, and I don't have these in any real particular order, but the first one I'm going to present is off Conservative Tribune, and it says, Intel officer says Obama could be first former president indictment. And we'll get this up here where we can read it. If we can get the hamster to cooperate with me this morning. It says President Donald Trump flipped the media and political world, as well as the Russian collusion narrative, on their collective heads over the weekend with a series of tweets alleging former President Barack Obama's administration had wiretapped and spied on him and his associates in Trump Tower during the 2016 election season, perhaps illegally. Of course, has been substantial pushback against the extreme accusation by both the media and Obama's people. There does seem to be some circumstantial evidence that Trump's allegations were correct, at least more than any proving Trump colluding with Russian government. If indeed it does turn out to be the case that Obama administration illegally surveilled Trump's team ahead of Election Day, as some have speculated, it could be, get it to work, hang on. Hamster's confused here. Let's get the hamster under control. Let's see here. If indeed it does turn out to be the case that Obama administration illegally surveilled Trump's team ahead of Election Day, as some have speculated, the end result could be the unprecedented indictment of a former president of felony charges. A highly respected former senior intelligence officer, retired Colonel Schaefer, told sister company USA Radio Network's Rusty Humphreys on Trending Today USA Monday morning. Alleged incident and order of magnitude Watergate scandal. Shaver stated that the incident would have included using a nation-state resources for political gain. Humphreys asked if everything turned out to be true, Obama would be arrested and held accountable for violating laws. And there's some video in this if you want to pull it up and take a look at it. I didn't get scrolled past it here so I can go on reading. Come on, hamster. I think the hamster gets confused by these videos in these articles. Spinning, and he just gets mesmerized with it. A little more, hamster. Well, he's working on it. Come on, buddy. He's slow but sure. Oh, come on. Goodness, sorry he's holding me all up like this. It would be the first time former president could be indicted for a felony, Schaefer answered, because I think it's very possible that he acted outside of the scope of his duties, responsibilities, and authorities to turn the resources of a nation state on a candidate. Said before, Soviet dictator level wrongdoing, he added. That given Obama's use of government resources to conduct other spying operations, it was easy to imagine him doing the same against Trump, particularly while working under the assumption that Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton in the general election and keep the subterfuge against Trump under wraps. Link here where you can hear part of that conversation, but I'm going to try to scroll past that. It says Obama's wiretapping of Trump's phones is Soviet dictator level wrongdoing is the name of that audio there. It says, to be sure, this is mostly speculation, but given the military career of American intelligence community and his current role as senior fellow at the prestigious London Center for Policy Research, his speculation carried more weight of ill-formed media pundits and narrative-pushing Democrats. Let's scroll up a little more. Yeah, that's that article. The next one's off of Western Journalism. Hopefully the hamster don't have to work as hard on this one. It says Limbaugh, WikiLeaks revelation that CIA mimics Russian hackers changes narrative. Packed away in the thousands of documents released by WikiLeaks Tuesday was one that fascinated talk show host Rush Limbaugh because it links the narrative of alleged connections between Russia and President Donald Trump's campaign. Midst of dangerous times like you cannot believe, and Donald J. Trump is the target, he said. Limbaugh noted that showing how the CIA hacks a vast array of electronic devices was evidence that the CIA often mimics Russian hackers. In the WikiLeaks dump today of thousands and thousands of documents from the CIA, included a little program called Umbrage. The program is apparently the CIA has the ability to mimic Russian hackers. The CIA has the ability to hack anybody they want and make it look like the Russians are doing it, he said. Given everything we've been told about the election, the Russians hacked the election, did this, the Russians did that. So far, we don't have any evidence the Russians did anything. This supposition that the American deep state is deeply involved in whatever sabotage is being conducted on the Trump administration, Limbaugh said. The Russians were involved. Nobody's got it. Everybody runs around and talks about it as if it's to comply, but there isn't any evidence, Limbaugh noted. Limbaugh said that the liberals and the media sought to manufacture a way to attack Trump. Because of everything that we're learning here, Donald Trump has faced ever since he won the election we've ever known, he said. The establishment of this country, whatever you want to call it, the ruling class, we're living in times they never thought possible or didn't consider likely, and that outside their group being president, being Secretary of State, being Secretary of Commerce, being Attorney General, this kind of thing, an assault. And it's got them. Limbaugh said that the claim of Russian connections to the Trump campaign were a pretext to have a never-ending investigation. Limbaugh suggested that the Trump supporter is behind the dump of the CIA secrets. It's going to take weeks or longer to understand all the implications of the data in the WikiLeaks CIA dump. It is abundantly clear to me. Someone who really supports Trump is trying to counter what's happening to him, he said. Somebody who supports Trump somewhere in the deep state is trying to impede and impugn the integrity of all these investigations. Limbaugh noted that it is not just the CIA under attack from the leaks, but also the Obama administration. The leaked CIA release contains is what the CIA has been doing during the Obama years, specifically 2013 to 2016. Weekend tweet into this that Obama was hacking him, Limbaugh said. You look at Trump's weekend tweets to WikiLeaks, or the dump to WikiLeaks about the CIA, is even more and more curious. The timing is exquisite. Trump's claims about Obama to a new narrative of the CIA spying. Absolutely beautiful the way this is playing out. It's brilliant maneuver on Trump's part, whether he intended it to be or not, Limbaugh said. The theory that I articulated was when everybody was saying, doing, oh my God, Obama tapped. I said, look what I think Trump's actually doing. You guys want to lie about me and your Russia stuff? Edison, I just got to fire something right back at you. So he fires back that Obama's bugging him, that Obama bugged Trump Tower. It's wrought. It's fascinating, Limbaugh added. Next article I have of independent.co. I'm waiting for the hamster. There he goes. It says WikiLeaks publishes massive trove of CIA spying files in the Vault 7 release. WikiLeaks published a huge trove of what appears to be CIA spying secrets. Are the most comprehensive release of U.S. spying files ever made public, according to Julian Assange. There are 8,761 documents that account for the entire hacking capacity of the CIA. Claims, now it's trying to play something here. We got to get that shut off. Mr. Assange claimed in a release, and the trove is just the first 7 leaks. Already the files include far more pages than the Snowden files that exposed vast hacking power of the NSA and other agencies. The documents, WikiLeaks had ensured that the CIA had lost control of its arsenal, he claimed. That included a range of software and exploits. Well, here's another one trying to play. Full of things, ain't it? In publishing the documents, WikiLeaks had ensured that the CIA had lost control of its arsenal, he claimed. A range of software and exploits that could allow unparalleled control of computers around the world. It includes software that could allow people to take control of the most popular consumer electronics products used today. Introduces the scope and direction of the CIA's global covert hacking program, its malware arsenal, and dozens of zero-day weaponized exploits against a wide range of U.S. and European company products, including Apple's iPhone, Google's Android, and Microsoft Windows, and even Samsung TVs. Covert microphones, said in a release. The public files don't include the cyber, according to a statement. The organization will refrain from distributing armed software until a consensus emerges on the technical and political nature of the CIA's program and how much such weapons, disarmed and published, it said, were made available by a source who intended for them to start a conversation about whether the CIA had gained too much power, according to the organization. WikiLeaks, the source detailed policy questions that they say urgently need to be debated in public. CIA's hacking capabilities exceed its mandated powers and the problem of public oversight of the agency. Read. The source wishes to initiate a public debate about the security, creation, use, proliferation, and of cyber weapons. It also details of some of the names, locations, and targets that are identified in the documents. The organization had released in advance with strange messages about the release being year 0 and references to Vault 7. It had planned to release the files later on, was thrown off when the press conference came under cyber attack, Mr. Assange claimed. Next article I have is off of Natural News. It says, Vault 7 bombshell just vindicated every conspiracy theorist. The CIA can spy on anyone through TVs, iPhones, smartphones, and Windows PCs. bombshell just hit the net with WikiLeaks' release of over 8,000 pages of secret documents. Once secret documents from the inside of the CIA, dubbed Vault 7. While it's going to take internet sleuths several days to pour through all the documents and find full details of what they reveal, some of the highlights include these bombshells. This is by a WikiLeaks press release. It says, CIA lost control of the majority of its hacking arsenal, including malware, viruses, trojans, weaponized zero-day exploits, malware, remote control systems, and associated documentation. Extraordinary collection, more than several hundred million lines of code, processor, the entire hacking CIA. The archive appears to have been circulated among former U.S. government hackers and contractors in an authorized manner, provided WikiLeaks with portions of the archive. Produces the scope and direction of the CIA's global covert hacking program, its malware arsenal, and dozens of zero-day weaponized exploits, a range of U.S. and European company products. Apple's iPhone, Google's Android, and Microsoft's Windows TVs, which are turned into covert microphones. Smartphones, smart TVs, and iPhones, surveillance microphones. In essence, the CIA developed malware exploits that could defeat almost any mobile device, iPhones and Android, BlackBerry, etc., or personal computer, Apple, Windows, and Google devices. Devices can be turned into remote surveillance microphones that listen to everything you say and upload the audio to the CIA. Devices branch, or the MDB, numerous attacks to remotely hack and control popular smartphones. Can be instructed to send the CIA the user's geolocation, audio, and text communications, as well as covertly activate the phone's camera and microphone, explains WikiLeaks. Smart TVs can also be transformed into spy microphones, even when they appear to be turned off. This is accomplished by a CIA exploit known as Weeping Angel. Weeping Angel places TV in a fake off mode. Falsely believes that the TV is off when it is on. Or fake off mode, the TV operates as a bug in the room and sending them over the internet to a covert CIA server. The Vault 7 document dump just proved every conspiracy theorist to be correct about government spying through TVs and other devices. Vehicles to carry out undetectable assassinations of vehicle occupants. Hacking computers and mobile devices, the CIA was also working on ways to remotely control targeted vehicles, turning them into assassination machines, which could be directed to kill the occupants by driving into obstacles at high speed, for example, as WikiLeaks explains. As of October 2014, was also looking at control systems used by modern cars and trucks. The purpose of such control is not specified, but it would permit the CIA to engage in nearly undetectable assassinations. Apps rendered CIA zero-day exploits. And what will surely be a shock to nearly everyone, also developed 24 weaponized exploits that allow it to completely bypass the encryption of popular apps. Permit the CIA to bypass the encryption of Signal, Telegram, Vimeo, and Cloakman by hacking the smartphones on and collecting audio and message traffic before encryption is applied. In addition, it's contained over 22,000 addresses in the United States that were redacted before final release. These IP addresses are believed to correspond to CIA targets, CIA listing post servers, and this means there's no question whatsoever that the CIA was deploying this technology inside the United States to spy on Americans. That you can click on to follow more news about deep state operations. The name of it is Deep State News, or deepstate.news. Listen to my overview analysis of what this all means in my Health Ranger Report podcast. And there is a link to that here if you want to listen to the podcast. He's trying to tell you his secret anymore. The next one is off Zero Hedge, and it says Snowden. Wikileaks revelations show is reckless beyond words. While it has been superficially covered by much of the press, and one can make the argument Assange has revealed is more relevant to the U.S. population, confirmed speculation that Trump is a puppet of Putin. The Wikileaks Vault 7 release is a mourning of thousands of documents, the extent to which the CIA uses backdoors to hack smartphones, computer operating systems, and internet-connected televisions will be profound. Of this, the WSJ cites an intelligence source who said that the revelations were far more significant of Edward Snowden. Mr. Snowden's leaks revealed names of programs, companies that stay in surveillance, and in some cases the targets of American spying. Purports to contain highly technical details about how surveillance is carried out, more revealing and useful to an adversary. This person said Mr. Snowden provided a briefing book on U.S. surveillance, but the CIA leaks could provide the blueprints. Snowden, the former NSA contractor turned whistleblower, who now appears to have a parallel whistleblower deep inside the deep state, the source of WikiLeaks data, also had some thoughts on today's CIA dump. In a series of tweets, Snowden notes that as here is genuinely a big deal and makes the following key observations. If you're writing about CIA WikiLeaks story, here's the big deal. First, public evidence USG secretly paying to keep US software unsafe, and adds that the CIA reports show the USG developing vulnerabilities in US products, keeping the holes open, reckless beyond words. Rhetorically, why is this dangerous? And explains because until closed, any hacker can use the security hole the CIA left open to break into any iPhone in the world. His conclusion, one which many of the so-called conspirators would say was well known long ago. Evidence mounts and FBI knew about weakness in the most used smartphones in America. Spy. Increasingly prevalent responses become, and here's the tweets. It says, still working through the publication, but what WikiLeaks has here is genuinely a big deal, looks authentic. If you're writing about CIA WikiLeaks story, public evidence, USG secretly paying to keep safe. The CIA reports show the USG developing vulnerabilities in the US products, then intentionally keeping the holes open, reckless beyond words. Why is this dangerous? Because any hacker can use the security hole the CIA left open to break into any iPhone in the world, showing CIA and FBI knew a weakness in the most used smartphones in America, but kept them open. The next article I have is off of Breitbart, and it says, WikiLeaks CIA hackers want to take control of your car. CIA has considered developing technology to hack the driving systems of road vehicles, including cars and trucks, according to a WikiLeaks dump of agency documents released earlier today. press release that says as of October of 2014, the CIA was looking at infecting the vehicle control systems used by modern cars and trucks. The purpose of such control is not specified, but it would permit the CIA to engage in nearly undetectable assassinations. The CIA meeting notes from 2014, the agency's Embedded Devices Branch, or EDB, was looking at vehicle systems called SEP as potential mission area. This appears to have been part of a wider effort on the part of the CIA to take control of the Internet Things, a term used in the technology community to refer to the growing connectivity of physical devices through the Internet. Notes specifically the Internet of Things as another potential EDB mission area. The CIA has also successfully breached Samsung smart TVs and now has the ability to covertly switch on smart TVs microphones to monitor nearby audio even when the devices are switched off. There is an insert on here of Wikileaks tweets about this. One says the Samsung smart TV, the CIA can turn and listen to everything you say. Much of this vast hacking power is now in the hands of third parties as well as the CIA, according to WikiLeaks dump. The CIA has lost control of much arsenal to unknown parties after the cyber weapons were circulated among former U.S. government hackers and contractors in the unauthorized manner. The article I have is off of Western journalism. McCain calls on Trump to show proof of Obama wiretap. And there's video in this if you want to watch that. Senator John McCain, Republican of Arizona, called on President Donald Trump to release evidence to substantiate his claim that former President Barack Obama wiretapped in his presidential race, proclaiming he demanded. I think he should come forward with the information that led him to that conclusion, McCain said on Capitol Hill on Tuesday. That's a very serious charge against the previous president of the United States. The American people should demand evidence, the senator said Monday. Politico reported the dimensions are huge. This is unprecedented, he added. The president of the United States accusing his predecessor or any other president of the United States of violating the law. Trump tweeted on Saturday, terrible, just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. How low has President Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process? This is Nixon Watergate, bad or sick guy, Donald Trump tweeted. Called on Congress to investigate the matter. An Obama spokesman denied the former president or anyone in the White House ordered surveillance. A cardinal rule of the Obama administration was that no White House official ever interfered with any independent investigation led by the Department of Justice, Kevin Lewis said in a statement. As reported by Western journalism, radio talk show host served as an attorney in the Reagan Justice Department, that Obama was not at least aware of the surveillance of Trump. There's all kinds of, based on these reports, going on. You know, McClatchy reported the agencies involved, the FBI, CIA, the National Security Agency, Justice Department, Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Obama knew something, he told Fox News Channel's Sean Hannity Monday night. It's very likely a briefing or a call from the Attorney General or the Director of the FBI, the President would be given a heads up, Levin stated. The surveillance conducted was not one small rogue operation, but rather police tactics. McCain's calling out Trump regarding allegations is consistent with his apparent self-appointed role of being the chief executive's top Republican antagonist in the Senate. He was to vote against Trump's pick as of management and budget, then Congressman Mick Mulvaney. Inauguration, the senator has said his administration is in significant disarray. To have Mexico pay for the border wall not a viable option, broke him or on the immigration order and joined the Democrat narrative of questioning Trump's ties to Russia. This article that I have is off of Liberty Headlines, and it says New York Times admitted wiretaps were used against Trump. Already admitted wiretaps were used against Trump, or against the Trump campaign, despite now claiming there's no evidence of wiretapping accusations President Trump lodged against former Obama administration on Saturday. It says, here's an excerpt from that article, and it's off the New York Times. And it says, the FBI is leading the investigation aided by National Security Agency and the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Unit. Have accelerated their efforts in recent weeks, but have found no conclusive evidence of wrongdoing. One official said the intelligence reports based on some of the wiretapped had been provided to the White House. Despite previously reporting on the wiretaps, the New York Times on Saturday asserted President Trump had no evidence for accusing his predecessor of wiretapping his incoming administration's communications. That I have here is off of The Hill, and it says DHS head, Trump must have convincing wiretap proof. And there's video on this if you want to watch it. Secretary John Kelly says President Trump must possess credible evidence that former President Barack Obama ordered the wiretapping of Trump Tower in New York City last year. On Twitter last Saturday that Obama had his wires tapped in Trump Tower before Election Day last year, making the accusation without offering any evidence. The United States said that he's got his reasons to say it, Kelly said Monday on CNN's The Situation Room. Trump's got some convincing evidence that it took place. Kelly admitted he had learned about Trump's claims. Kelly admitted he had learned about Trump's claims from watching CNN, adding he would not guess why Obama's administration might have wiretapped a 2016 presidential candidate. About it, other than when I was sitting off studio there watching CNN, he told host Wolf Blitzer, I don't pretend to even guess what the motive may have been for the previous administration to do something like that, the retired Marine Corps general added. Terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Trump tweeted, nothing found. This is McCarthyism. Has President Obama gone to tap during the very sacred election process? Trump added in a follow-up tweet. This is Nixon Watergate, bad or sick guy. Kevin Lewis, a spokesman for Obama, said last Saturday that Trump's claims about the former president are simply false. A cardinal rule of the Obama administration was that no White House official ever interfered with any independent investigation led by the Department of Justice, he said in a statement. As part of that practice, neither President Obama nor any White House official ever ordered on any U.S. citizen. White House spokesman Sarah Huckabee Sanders said Sunday an investigation of Trump's wiretapping included in any probe of ties between the president's 2016 bid and Russia. James Comey asked the Department of Justice to disavow Trump's claims that Obama ordered a wiretap, according to a New York Times report. That was off of Liberty Writers. 8. Trump just proved that it was actually Obama working with Putin during the election. President Trump just let Obama dig his own grave. He was hoping that Obama would simply retire and let the person elected by the American people be president, but Obama was not so kind. Now, after all the BS Russia accusations, He has finally pulled out another Trump card on the Democrats' lies of scandal-free Obama. To the world that in 2012, Obama made a secret pledge to Vladimir Putin to go easy on Russia after he used them to win the election against Mitt Romney. Trump tweeted, who was it that secretly said, Russian president, tell Vladimir that after the election I'll have more flexibility. And in case there are any liberal deniers out there saying Obama would never do that, in this article. Hard to deny that one. And if Obama was willing to make secret under the table deals with Russia back then, what would stop him from doing the same thing to sabotage Trump in 2016? I'll tell you what, nothing. If you think the world needs to be reminded of exactly what kind of president Obama really was, then help us out and share this everywhere. I have it off of Liberty Writers, and it says, unbelievable. Kowski is right. Should go to jail by tomorrow. Hold up here for us a little bit. It says Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. That's a mouthful. Judge Janine, we're talking about Janine Shapiro, something on Saturday. He said that Obama wiretapped U.S. Senator Jeff Sessions when he was a sitting senator. This is huge scandal. Obama should be sucking cotton cold cell, not cozied up to by the media. Look what Lewinsky said. Previous administration is that they did spend time listening to conversations between then Senator Jeff Sessions and the ambassador to Russia while he was in office. If that were to take place, which supposedly it did take place, what other conversations did they listen in on? Judge Janine says, whoa, you're saying that they were listening to conversations between then Senator Sessions and the Russian ambassador, or are you talking about Mike Flynn and Kislyak? Lou Danowski says, no, I'm talking about Jeff Sessions. This scandal should be better than any Watergate. Why don't the mainstream media report on this? For you in this article, but there's more to follow. If you like what I'm doing here, if you appreciate me bringing in the news to you, share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and that way you'll stay informed.